All right, good morning. It's a little bit after 9 here, Eastern Standard Time. It is December 7th. Let's see, Wednesday. I'm taking a look at the SPY. I apologize for being behind schedule, but there's a lot of other developments happening I had to take a look into, so I am definitely behind schedule. So I'm going to try to make this quick, as always, and it'll probably still turn into a half an hour video, and I apologize for that. All-time high still in control. So the heavy hand is still there. Got here, snapped us right back down. Solid angle attack off the high. So probably going to find... I mean, we have plenty of lines here and indicators that could turn into support. Right now, this purple line, downtrend ray that came from the mid-August that had a control over us a couple weeks ago. We retested that several times on the way before we popped up, and now we've tested it twice now. Yesterday as our low and today's pre-market low. So it is a strong conviction. Now we really need to try to stay above it. If something is control on the way up, on the way down, and on the way down again, if we do drop below, I have to imagine that's going to be an indication that we do move lower. Angle of attack definitely favors the down. We are seeing some nice wicks off that downtrend ray here right now, so maybe we're going to move sideways for a day or so, maybe kind of like an inside day today and tomorrow, and then we'll see if we want to drop below this 390 level on Friday going into the weekend. Fridays have been weak in general. I think it was last week was the only Friday that we really had a solid move really that I can remember. I'm sure there's other examples, but it was just rare and got me excited, but in reality we are still getting crushed by this big guy from the top. We did cut through this uptrend ray, and we kind of tested it in this pre-market, so I think we're definitely outside of it. So I'd have to imagine this becomes some sort of resistance. Even if we do rally this week, it's a strong angle of attack. So I mean, if we do rise up against it, it turns into resistance. That's still a strong angle attack to go up into the all-time high downtrend. So I'll take it. It's just reality that we've lost this move. This move is essentially done. Now, is there another one? Is there another 2 or 3 or 4 coming off this? We don't know. My suspicion is that Friday we will see, or even maybe early next week, we see a move that gets us down to 390, and we're going to probably come into the mid to low 380s before we start seeing another bounce and potential setup for another move up higher. The only thing I guess that could happen is we see some ridiculous V bottom, but I think that's going to require right here if we see a nice solid, I shouldn't say V bottom, but V reversal. But I don't know. Just it's going to take a big headline. Something big's going to have to happen, and I don't see any positive headlines coming out anytime soon. That being said, let's go down to the 1 minute. See, all right, so here's the 8 o'clock reset. Do we have anything coming off it? So that was kind of the low. The go, no go has us going green right now. Yeah, so there's that, and there's an acceleration here. So we got a couple moves. This is a move, it's not a bounce. Broke down through that. So this is what we're looking at here. We'll see. Any major headlines? That was at 8:30. Okay, so we've been. So this will be key, the 8:30. So if as long as we stay above 392.20 ish, 392.40 would be better. And there's some good stuff going on here. What's interesting is that we know the economy's weakening up, but it's not falling apart quick enough for the Fed to change their views. It's not falling apart quick enough to make things cheap again. It's not falling quick enough to get people unemployed and hire them back at a cheaper rate than they once had. So all these things that they need to happen, they need to crush the workers, and in order to allow money to be cheap again, because they're not extracting the money from people's savings. They need to get household savings down. So they need people to spend more. They keep spending their money, burning up their savings, lose their job, and then that's the rates. So it seems like the economy does not want to fail yet. It's weakening, and it's definitely not as robust. And obviously, the inflation due to labor costs is. They're gonna keep raising money. I mean, raising the prices on things because they know people still have money. They know that people still have lots of savings. All that data is there. All these banks are just gonna give up the. How much money are these people, have in savings, and let's get it out of them. And I think people, if they're smart, will start slowing up, their spending to conserve the cash to survive this. But this is just like a general war, in terms of, it's like a union war with demands with their employers. It's kind of similar here, which is on a bigger scale, which is, they want your money. How quickly are you going to give it up? Quicker people fall apart and lose their houses and their jobs, the quicker they're going to turn the rates around, because, the money would have been given to the rich, and foreclosures, and the banks can gobble all that stuff up. The taxpayer bails people out again that shouldn't be bailed out. Oh no, I'm going on a rant, but that's what they need. That's what they need. They need people to be crushed before they change the rates. Experian did report positive data. Well, it wasn't even data this morning. They just reported that they hit the primary endpoint. Now everybody's kind of in a tuss over it, because it's like, well, what else? What else can you tell us? And that's all they're going to tell you, because they already told you that they were going to stick to just, is it good or bad? Hit the primary endpoint. Now they're under kind of the embargo when you do a presentation. And you're going to be essentially a keynote at one of these presentation conferences, that you can't just, don't give out all your information right away, because you're supposed to be presenting this at the upcoming conference. I don't really need to know every small little detail. If it hits the primary endpoint, these guys are probably going to go forward with going through BLA and getting approval. And because of the lack of, new therapies and just the general lack of options, there's probably a good, probability that these guys get approved. They're already a drug that's been on the market, so if there's any major safety issues, that's already that would probably popped up over the last few years. So I can't imagine the FDA being, concerned over that. Obviously, they can produce the drug safely. So they have that. A lot of the major things that the FDA is going to be concerned over, that we can't see, has been addressed by having an approved drug that's on the market and that hasn't been recalled, that doesn't have any major issues. So I have a strong conviction that this will be approved since it hit its primary endpoint. Now, will it be a successful drug? Will it be, easily adopted? Are the insurance companies going to, give it a priority and coverage and et cetera, all that stuff? That's going to come down to, is it a better drug than what we got on the market now? And we're going to need that extra information, which hopefully will be in that upcoming presentation. So that's probably the stronger catalyst. I was hoping we get a little bit more of a push, but considering the market's pretty weak right now, and I'm not surprised we're still, we only popped up just above $10 a share. For the long term, I'm not concerned at all, though. I'm cool. Man, look how low volume that came up. See how this moves. Well, so this is holding up. It seems like it has beat this sucker. So 860. It's got a bounce here. Really, really, really small volume here. Only a few spikes. Got this one right here, but now that we're basically after 9 o'clock, you're going to have a lot of people positioning. All right, anyway. Anything else really to talk about? Not really. Checkpoint did the reverse split. I already adjusted and some of the buy targets and sell targets there. I'll wait a week before I'm going to start considering buying them up again. AFMD, they do have ASH presentations, so I'll have to do an update on them. Anchored VWAP is definitely in control here. Double top with it. No, that's not the lid on it, so not looking good. All right, BioBoom real quick. Sorry, Bioreactor. I'm glad I sold some Horizon. She comes back down, I'm definitely buying up, though. I don't know how far. I mean, I'm not going to get those 60s that I got, but yeah. Novartis, that was a good buy. Keeps grinding up. These guys should probably see a little bit of a pullback today, considering the information yesterday, the litigation. That turned into a great... I mean, everybody else is running for the door. That's fine if they want to leave all their belongings behind. Because this was... probably the buy of buys, really. Not too many people having winners this year. I'll take these. Now, the vast majority of the volume, yeah. You guys, anybody up here haven't, well, I'm sure they sold, but I got no buy guys on this one. OGN is just going to constantly be there right now. Another one. Oh, the labor and the blah, it's gonna be a problem, and people, oh, get out. They talked about having labor issues and costs. Oh, let's sell it. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take that. 170s to the 230s with a dividend. Yeah, I'll take that. Fools. Just trying to shake people out. I mean, Bear's been rough for the last several years. I mean, they're just not experiencing the growth that they used to. But once we break this, we're looking good now. Of course, we could drop below. That's fine. I'll accept that. But once I saw this setup, I was ready to go. I was putting that sucker right into the healthy dividend portfolio. All right, I got to get this on. So it's 9:22. I want to talk about the SPY and ended up talking about people getting crushed by the economy and what they really need is they need to see people in pain. And that is the truth. That's the way things go. Interesting. Oh, this, by the way, shows you that, all the doom and gloom. We are still technically either just beginning to go into the pain, just going to start hitting it, or we already hit the bottom and we're still going up. I don't know what it is. But there's March of 2020, and here's, I don't know. Part of me has me thinking that we might be done. They're just trying to reposition. The whole market will sell off, but they're just trying to reposition into names that they want. Other things are getting rotated out of. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna end it there. Watch list is very short. In fact, I'm basically gonna be hands off today just to see where the overall market goes. So stay tight. Good luck. Stay healthy.